Yes, Mr. Speaker. Would the sponsor of this yield for a couple of questions?
Mr. Hasty, will you yield?
Absolutely.
Mr. Hasty yields, Mr. Johns.
Okay, Carl. You know, we work in the public sector here. We represent government. And I voted for Assemblywoman Lifton's bill, the first one, for a study. Sounds pretty reasonable to me. And the second and third bill, they sound somewhat reasonable because we deal in the public sector. We are here to make laws regarding government. But are you a little bit concerned that we're here telling people how to run private sector businesses? Because we were off for a couple of weeks. And I know a lot of members here went down south with Pennsylvania, Virginia, Carolinas, Florida, and they saw the TV commercials that we're running. And it says New York State open for business. And if we pass a bill like this, I want to ask you two questions. First, do you think the governor would sign a bill like this? And do you think when we say we're open for business in New York State, that people that want to bring in good-paying manufacturing jobs to New York, which we need, do you think they would be coming here if a bill like this was in existence?
First, let me say that many private sector companies already do this type of analysis, so I'm not sure that this will be a burden to them. And if you notice, even in the governor's state of the state, he spoke very emphatically about having equal pay for equal work, particularly among women. So I would be pretty hopeful that the governor, I'm not going to put words in his mouth or his administration's mouth, but I think this is along the lines of what he spoke about in his state of the state.
But isn't the governor supposed to be sending us a package of these, containing these type of bills in the near future?
So are you suggesting that we don't do any jobs until the governor sends us a bill on every single thing?
Well, not on every single one, but we did vote, we had a vote down here for minimum wage, which there was no bill co-sponsored in the Senate, and then the minimum wage was enacted. It was enacted, which I voted for.
That's all part of the legislative process, my colleague.
So you feel as though this is something that would actually help reinforce the fact that New York State is open for business?
Yes, because I think it would be more than attractive to let everyone know that this is a fair state that is going to pay people for equal work, equal pay. I think that's a very important message to be sending to not only to New Yorkers, but to the rest of the country.
So employers, you think, would look favorably upon this law then, right?
I would hope that every employer wants to pay people a fair wage for the same work.
Well, they may want to. It may be the company policy, but I'm saying, do you think that they would like New York State dictating that policy?
I don't. No one is dictating the policy. If you're paying your workers, for the adequate amount of pay for their work, this bill doesn't even bother you.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Carl. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.